Billy Bragg is here today. Billy brought the passion of punk and the worldview of folk together in Britain in the 80s, taking the stage solo with his electric guitar. His later work included 2 volumes of Mermaid Avenue, making new music of Woody Guthrie's lyrics. Yep Rock Records has gathered together his work from 1983 to 1990 in a new box set that is made up of expanded editions of his albums. Cafe's Michaela Majoun started out by asking Billy about the extra tracks included in the box set.
It's great to have a box set. I mean, I was determined to do something sort of tactile, you know, before buying music becomes merely a matter of clicking on a mouse. And the good people at Yep Rock were reissuing the records. They've been out of print for a while, and asked me if I had any added stuff. So I had a good old wade through the archives and found some lovely tracks and stuff never released, live stuff. Some tracks with me and Johnny Marr playing in my flat, which we recorded, singing Smith songs and Billy Bragg songs together is on there as well. I mean, I really enjoyed putting it together.
And how does it make you feel about, you know, the progress of your life that now there's Billy Bragg, the early years?
Yeah, Volume 1. I think the box set is called Volume 1. It's rather pretentious. Yeah, rather pretentious. Volume 2 will be out in the autumn and bring us up to date, and then I'll make a new album. I think it's good. I mean, you know, the stuff I do sometimes, because it's so topical, does need to be put into context, and this gives me an opportunity to put what I did in those early years into some sort of context. And, you know, listening to the first album, I don't think it would sound any more out of place today when it came out than it did back in 1983 when it came out at the height of the sort of Spandau Ballet, Visage, New Romantic thing that was going on in England.
Would you like to play us something from that?
I'd love to, yeah. What would you like to hear? Anything particular?
Speedway Hero.
Speedway Hero, yeah. Speedway Hero is a song I wrote when I was in between being in a punk band had kind of come to an end, and I was wondering about how to become a solo singer-songwriter, and one of my big influences at the time was Elvis Costello and his work with Nick Lowe. And I think this kind of like comes from that period, my Elvis period. So I'll see if I can play this for you now. Take a little fingers and put them to your face, and don't forget she said you're looking good. Don't forget the next time that you get into a race, beneath it all you're only flesh and blood. So limber up and fire off and right into the breeze, taking all the corners at 65 degrees. It's so hard to live up to, it ain't in no highway code. Another Speedway hero's coming home. She's young and dressed in leather, and you met her at a dance, and you can't make out that strange look in her eyes. Don't waste your time in talking or waiting for the day, because bike girls only want to see you die, so they can wear their sorrow like a badge to all the world. Have pity on this little teenage heartbroken girl. It's so hard to face up to, but it's harder in the dirt, and even Speedway heroes are getting hurt. Speedway. Keep one eye on the lady, one hand on the bottle. It's so hard to face up to, it ain't in no highway code. Another Speedway hero's going home. Another Speedway hero's going home. Another Speedway hero's going home.
On the World Cafe today, a Billy Bragg song that you may have never heard, probably haven't, Speedway Hero. It's on the bonus disc that's on one of the several CDs reissued by Yep Rock under the title of Volume 1, if you get the whole box set. But it's from Life's a Riot with Spy versus...
Life's a Riot, yeah.
Spy
from the
versus
first
Spy.
album, yeah. There was a period, when I was just out of the army, I was working in a record store, and I was trying to work out how to play solo. And I had a few friends who had Porter Studios or old TIAC tape machines, and I would go to their houses and, just try out tracks. And Wiggy recorded that one, I think, at his flat. And, I kind of... In the end, I found using an electric guitar rather than an acoustic guitar was the best way to get where I wanted to be. I didn't want to play in folk clubs. I wanted to play in the rock clubs. I wanted to have the energy of punk, but the sort of the power of this singer-songwriter. And in the end, I needed an electric guitar to do it. But Speedway Hero is one of the tracks that I was, when I was first playing out, I was playing that song. It didn't make it really through into what we know as Billy Bragg, but it works as a tune, I think.
It was a good start.
Thank you.
And so, had anyone else, as far as you know, done that, gone around solo with an electric guitar?
No, it was so unprecedented that I had to use the name Spy versus Spy when I was first gigging, because people just wouldn't give you a gig. And you're a guy with an electric guitar and you're going to play solo. It just wasn't. There was no concept of it. So I performed under the name of Spy versus Spy, and I think people thought I might be a kind of like a keyboard duo, like Tears for Fears or Soft Cell. So I got gigs, and when I turned up, it was me and the guitar. It was too late for them not to turn me away, because they'd already sold a few tickets. So that was how I first started going. It was raw, it was back to basics, but it struck a chord with that generation my age who saw something in punk worthwhile carrying on with, and were a bit disappointed with the emergence of Howard Jones and those kind of, sort of like bands where obviously it was all about dressing up rather than actually about changing the world. So I managed to find those people, and they cleaved to what I was doing, which was great.
They rallied around you, literally and figuratively.
Did. Exactly.
And you took the name Spy versus Spy from Mad Magazine, I'm guessing?
I did, yeah. I took it from Mad Magazine, and it ended up in the title of the album, the first album. So, it was. I must have done about 2 or 3 months of gigging as Spy versus Spy, and people just didn't know what to expect.
Now, just to clarify, Speedway Hero, is that the same as a race car driver?
No, a Speedway in England is a motorbike. It's a motorbike track that you go around very, very fast. It's like a dirt motorbike track. Very, very noisy, very popular in Europe. And there was a big one where I grew up. It's closed, the stadium closed down now, but they go round and round a dirt circuit. And they go very, very fast. And as they're turning, it's a very amazing thing to watch, because as they're turning left around the corner, they turn the wheel of the bike to the right and they skid around the corner. It's an amazing thing to watch. And in fact, in Scandinavia, they do it on ice. Wow. With nails in the wheels to keep them sturdy. I mean, it's an incredibly, the place just stinks of gasoline. It's a fabulous thing to go and see. It's very, very visceral sport. And as a kid, I was a fan of it. A cinder track, grit everywhere. You could feel it on your teeth when you came home.
Well, I'm glad I asked, because it gives more context to the song.
It does a bit, yeah. I've never played that. I don't think I barely played that song, period. Never mind play it in a foreign country, but I didn't think maybe they don't have speedways in America.
I think
But it's kind of the same guys. It's the same kind of guys that you find at kind of like stock car racing. It's a bit like stock car racing, I guess.
And we have demolition derbies, too.
Demolition derbies, same sort of guys, yeah. They're not trying to demolish each other, but it's the same kind of attitude.
Blood, guts, grit, and sweat.
Yeah.